We live in challenging times where threats to internal security have assumed gigantic proportions, stretching the state security apparatus and forcing it to become terror-centric. In turn, this has exposed society at large to prevailing threats, calling for increased demands on private security. A force which has its genesis in the early 70s, from where it grew rapidly, albeit in an unregulated manner. Realizing the important role that private security could play in securing India's growth story, the government enacted the Private Security Agencies Regulation Act 2005 and also approved the National Skill Policy 2009 with a view to regulating and upskilling this national resource. To address the pressing challenges that confront private security, Security Sector Skill Development Council, or better known as SSSDC, was established in 2011 with the mandate of organizing and upskilling the private security sector, which employs 7 million personnel, and by 2022, the sector shall be worth 900 billion rupees, employing over 10 million people, largely from the weaker sections of society.
3 years ago, we set out on a journey to take forward our industry by establishing processes that would help to train and transform this national asset into a force multiplier for the police in securing society at large. By setting national occupational standards, ratifying training courseware, organizing training of trainers, affiliating training providers and assessment bodies, we have created an ecosystem that has trained and certified over 1.5 lakh security guards who are available for employment.
The SSSDC, with the wholehearted support of the industry, set out on a journey to take forward the industry by establishing processes for training that would transform this natural resource into a force multiplier for the police, helping it to secure society at large.
Sector Skill Council has done a fantastic job by preparing the national occupational standards and having them approved by NSDC. So this is the first step where the learning of the guards has been defined on a national level. Once the guards are trained at various levels, NOS level 4, NOS level 3, etc., they are certified. They are in a position to be certified under various acts of PASARA. SSSDC has also set up, is also training the assessors and training the trainers, which is again a very bold initiative and a good initiative for the industry.
One of the landmark achievements of SSSDC has been the formulation of the Protocol on Recognition of Prior Learning, which will facilitate assessment and certification of the existing workforce, as dictated by the Private Sector Agency Regulation Act. The protocol envisages certification on a 60:40 ratio, with the latter being for recognition of prior learning. This process offers a great opportunity to the existing force to obtain certification, which is now being called for both by controlling authorities and end users.
I have seen a perceptible change in the security guard standards ever since introduction of occupational standards prepared by Security Sector Skill Development Council. It's a welcome step towards standardizing the security guard industry, and we are experiencing this in our day-to-day work.
SSSDC has also been actively involved in the implementation of the National Skills Qualification Framework, which would enable students to acquire skills with recognized equivalents to levels existing in the formal education system. This framework would enable lateral and vertical movement of students between the formal and vocational educational streams. Presently, SSSDC is working closely with CBSE and state education boards in Haryana and Himachal Pradesh, with demands coming in from other states.
I have been into private security over the last 2 decades. There is a marked improvement in performance and response of security guards who has been trained. as per national occupational standards. I think security sector skill development council has really played a remarkable role in this.
In moving forward to professionalize the workforce through skilling, SSSDC has identified the need to introduce educational diplomas and degree courses to support edging out of career pathways. Towards this end, the next objective of SSSDC is to introduce these courses through the Sardar Patel University of Police Security and Criminal Justice in Jodhpur.
I have been associated with event management for a number of years, and during this time I've had the opportunity of closely observing private security guards performing their duties. And what I've noticed is that the guards who were trained under the national occupational standards are better than the others.
Besides, SSDC is also planning running of short courses to meet specialized requirements of different sectors of deployment, such as hospitality, mining, refineries, ports, commercial and industrial establishments. This upskilling and introduction of educational courses will strengthen the industry's demand for treating security guards in the skilled category.
Raksha Security Services has been deployed at IG Airport for all kind of landside security duties. They are taking care of all duties like traffic management, cargo management or facilitation. All our boys have been trained in the National Occupational Security Standard training.
The Security Sector Skill Development Council has a very large task in the hand. It has to consolidate in its achievement and strategize to spread its good work pan-India and abroad. We should also aim to train unskilled manpower for assignment not only in India but also in foreign country. That should not be difficult as Indians are well known for their intelligence, honesty and hard work. If we match our quality with global standards, we can surely reap our demographic dividend.
Enabling them to draw higher wages. These, put together, augur well for making a career in the private security sector more attractive for the youth of the country.